the long-awaited webinar that we've actually been talking about. Now, the purpose of this webinar is to bring everybody together and then to help us document our projects the right way on GitHub. But before we even start anything today, before we even go dive deep into the session, I would want us to introduce ourselves. Let's get to meet each other. Let's get to know where we are joining from. So we are going to do it this way. Before we start, right, you just tell me your name, where you're joining from, and then what you're doing presently. If you're a data analyst, you type in data analyst. If you are a data scientist, then you put up data scientist, right? So your name, your location, and then your occupation, right? So let me see that in the chat. All right. Put up mine as well. Oh, I can see Aliyu Kubarat, a data analyst. Welcome, Aliyu. Great to have you here. All right, so guys, let's do this, please. I want to see more people in the comments. Please type yours. All right, I can see Olalade, data analyst, joining in from Lagos. Wow. Welcome, Olalade. Now I can see my namesake, Abimbola. You're welcome. All right, Abimbola from Nigeria, Lagos. Well, we have chartered accountants here as well. Data analysts, Abonjao. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name so well. Sorry about that. Joining from South Africa, data administrator, transitioning to data science. That's amazing. You're welcome. Josephine from Ondo State, you're welcome. Kelly, you're welcome. Anthony, you're welcome. Shamini, you're welcome. We have Mapoma here. You're welcome as well. Choma, Winnie, Franklin, and a lot more. If I keep going on and on, we would not begin the session today, but I'm so happy to have everyone here. It's really amazing to see that we all are striving to be better in our career, which is something that is really, really important if you are in the data space, right? So today is going to be the great time to learn something new. And not just something new, but something that will help you in your data journey. Now, I'm really excited about this session because I know that a lot of people actually need this knowledge. Now, one thing that I've come to notice is that in the data space, a lot of people want to keep learning, and then they want to keep learning the tools, but then the little things that they are supposed to do to enable them thrive in the field, they tend to not want to focus on those things, right? So this is one of the reasons why we came up with this initiative to help data enthusiasts, data professionals to actually up their game in the field by doing some basic things. Yeah, and I'll call them important things because if you don't do them correctly, you might have issues with the job hunting process and trying to get clients as well. So you need to have a very properly documented project when it comes to being in the data space, right? So like I said, I'm really excited about this session. And one thing that I've noticed recently is that people make this mistake a lot. They just want to focus on learning tools and skills, right? And they don't want to work on the soft skills. Aside the soft skills, there are other important things that people need to do to help them thrive in this field, right? So these are the things that we are bringing up, right, to help people know that. And I feel like most people don't really even know about these things, right? They just feel like once they learn all the tools, they learn Power BI, they learn SQL, they learn Python, Tableau, and Microsoft Excel, that's all. Like they just start sending in resumes. No, there are some things that you need to do, right, to make yourself stand out in the field, which is very, very important. So this is the reason why we came up with this idea. And I believe by now that if you're here, you should have worked on at least one project, right? So if you're here this evening, I believe that you should have worked on at least one project. Now that project can either be a Power BI project, SQL projects, or let's say a Tableau project or Python project, right? Now, and let's say for you're thinking of how to document your project, or maybe you even documented your project, right, on GitHub or whatever platform that you're using, but then you are not sure if you did that correctly, right? If you're that person, if you fall into any of this category, then this session is for you. Now, what I want from you this evening is to sit back and then learn from our guests, sit back and then get value from this session, right? So this evening, I'll just be telling us a little bit about our guests. I'll be telling you a little bit about our guests, right? Now, our guests is Edigwe Songong. I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce your name so well. Apologies, please. She's a data analyst, an educator with passion for turning complex information into clear insights, right? And she's with a background in multi-fields. She has led research, taught STEM courses. She has built impactful analytics projects using tools like Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And she's committed to lifelong learning by mentoring others and using data to drive meaningful decisions. Well, right. So this is a very nice bio from our guest speaker today. Like, if you don't know her, I think you should go on LinkedIn and then check her profile out, or you should, if you have the time, you can go through her GitHub profile and then look through. You would see for yourself the reason why she was picked for this session, right? So she's really doing amazing. I've been following her for a while now, and I can tell you for a fact that she knows her onions, right? So you want to make sure that you are here and you want to get every possible value that you need to get from this session, right? So very shortly, I'll be bringing up Mrs. Edigwe Songong, Edwidge, sorry, Songong, so that she would share with us all that she has planned for today's session and then begin with the whole process, right? So everyone, please join me to bring up Mrs. Edwidge. Yeah, please, a round of applause while she comes on. Yeah, so you can go ahead. You have the floor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Edwidge. I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'm very excited about this session because I know you guys will learn a lot. So, Abimbola has already shared information about me. If you want to know more about me, you can DM me, or you can find me on LinkedIn because I'm also very active there. So I've prepared so many things for you today, and I hope by the end of this session, even if you haven't started with your GitHub profile, then you will have a lot of information, a lot of encouragement, a lot of inspiration to start. And I also want to mention that the session is not only for people doing data job, or let's say in a data field. Anybody that has projects that wants to showcase, then GitHub is for you. Either you are in marketing, whatever, you can host your project there. So we are going to dive in shortly. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Edwidge. Just to add a little bit to what you said. All right, so I saw somebody hand raised. I want to just chip in that if you have anything to say, please, you can drop it in the chat so that you don't get to distract the session while she's presenting. So if you have any comments or anything to just talk to anyone about, you can drop it in the comments. Thank you.
And okay, thank you, Abimbola. And I also want to add that by the end of this session, we will have time for questions and answers. So in the meantime, you can be typing your questions in the chat, or wait until the end when we are done with the presentation and so on, and then you address all your questions. Let me share my screen now. Let me share this. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, it's up.
Okay. So today we are all going to talk about GitHub. So all the presentation, the demo, and everything is going to be about GitHub. And as I said before, if you have questions, type them in the chat or wait until the end when I'm done with the presentation, then I will attend to your questions. So I will not give my name again. Everybody already knows it. So let's just continue. So the session overview. So we are going to talk about why your GitHub profile matters, and then my personal transformation story, key optimization steps, the tools and the resources, and then live profile audit. And I'll ask a volunteer to give me their, if they want, they can share their details with me so that I can log in and have some transformation of that profile, because mine is already transformed. And if I want to start there from scratch, it will be as if I'm deleting my account, and it's not happening because I have a lot of things there. So I'll ask for a volunteer to give me their username and their password so that I can go ahead and use their profile to demonstrate, if that is okay with them. And then at the end, we will have questions and answers. So why your profile, your GitHub profile matters. So many people today still don't understand this. Like, they have worked on projects and they can just, they just want to speak about it. Today, we do not do that anymore in 2025. You need to show where you have documented your projects. So it's no more about I've worked on 10 projects. You need to show it. And GitHub is a perfect platform for you to showcase your project, alongside also with a personal website. But I like GitHub because you can document all the steps there. So it is the first impression for recruiter and collaborators. What's happening? Can you still see my screen?
No.
What happened? I don't know why.
Please. I think you should share it.
I don't know why it stopped sharing.
Oh, we can't see your screen.
All right, so kindly reshare, please.
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, let's continue. Thank you.
Okay.
So it showcases your skills and projects, and it boosts your credibility and confidence, because when you have your projects on GitHub, those projects now talk for you, so you don't need to talk a lot. People can just reach out to you to say, okay, can you please explain, without reading, that the projects are already there to say, okay, these are the steps that I use to complete this project, and these are the tools that I use to complete the project. And then it is also your data portfolio. And remember, I said this is not only about data. Even if you are doing software engineering, because those people doing development, they have a lot of codes that they write. So you can also use GitHub to host your project. Please write your comments in the chat or keep them for the end. So before and after, I have two pictures that I want to show you. This is my, okay, even though this one is already transformed, I don't know if you can still see my screen. This one is already transformed, but I went ahead and did some other transformation, and this is how it is looking now. So I just took like a small screenshot to show it, but I did this like a few hours ago, just to show a difference. But when I will take someone profiles from scratch, then you will clearly see the difference, because mine is already transformed. So you might not be seeing the difference for now. Anthony is saying I'm not seeing any display. Maybe you need to log out and log in again. So that is a little transformation, but you clearly see it by the end of this presentation. So the key difference a profile README. Many of you do not even know that you need to have a profile README, so you will understand it by the end. And pin projects, activity and contributions. So we will explain that on the live demo. So now the steps to optimize your GitHub profile. You need to create a profile. So first of all, you need to have a GitHub account, right? Because you cannot talk about a README profile without a GitHub account. So first of all, you need to have an account. And then second of all, before you will be adding projects on your GitHub. But one of the important thing is the README repository, where you will document, like it's like a very well detailed information about you, like a little bio, the skills, like some of the main projects that you have worked on, and also how people can reach out to you. So this first page is a very important page of your GitHub, and we will have a demo about that. So you will have a short bio, skills and tools, featured projects, services, and how people can connect with you. So you will see it. And then the second step, you need to pin relevant repositories. Like you will go on some people's profile and you will see that the projects are just everywhere. And whenever they even share the link with you, you don't know exactly on what you are focusing. So your GitHub should be organized. You know, when you go on people's LinkedIn, you will see that they have like a picture, then the banner, and then they have about section, they have education, they have experience. So that's the same thing that should happen with your GitHub. The only difference is that GitHub is you will host your project, but you need to organize them, because I'm sure many of us here, we don't only use one tool to work with. So you need to actually organize your project by the tools that you use. So then use clear, meaningful titles. So don't just put random titles. The titles should be indicative of exactly what you want to show, or what you want to talk about. And then add README files or links to repository with description, tool use, images, or demo links. So that this is where you say, okay, maybe you don't want to put everything on your GitHub. Then you say, for more information, contact me. And then when you say contact me, you put like a link, so that whenever someone clicks on that link, it can now, they are able to reach out to you, maybe through LinkedIn or through your email or your phone number, something like that. So you just need to have a clear link about that one. And now organize this. The third step is to organize your repositories. Group projects by type, tool, or language. All of us here, we are in a tech field, so we understand what we mean by tool, type, or language. And then use naming conventions. For instance, someone who is in a data analytic field, you need to use keywords like data, cleaning, visualization, dashboard, and so on. And then the archive outdated repos. So a repository is let's say a folder. So it's like a folder on your computer where you host different things, right? So now when we say archive outdated repos, it's to let you understand that those projects that you worked on, which are no more relevant to your career path. For instance, I moved from academia to data analytics. So I can still showcase projects related to academia that I've completed, but those ones are no more relevant to the career path that I've chosen, or the career path that I am in now. So I want to showcase the projects that are related to what I am doing, and then just add a little information to say, okay, in case you are interested on other services like research, we can still discuss, but the research should not take everything, or let's say the academia project should not take everything about me, because it is no more my focus. You understand? So now you need to know that you should showcase your activity, commit regularly, and follow relevant developers. So just as you go on LinkedIn and you follow people, even on GitHub, you also follow people. And following someone means whenever the person updates something about their profile, then you are aware of it and you can also go and check. And if the person is like very you guys are very like you interact regularly, it means you can also propose to the person to say, okay, this thing that you change is very good or it is not good, and you guys and the person can now take the feedback and see how they can apply it on their project. So now step 4 is to link GitHub to your portfolio. So remember, as I said in the beginning, your GitHub, whenever you host your projects there, so you have now designed your GitHub profile and you have a link to your profile. So now when you build your resume or your CV, you need to include that link there, even on your personal website. Because remember that on LinkedIn or on your resume, you cannot showcase all your projects. So now you put that link to tell people that, okay, if you want to know more about me or about the work that I've completed, then use this link so that whenever the person go on that GitHub of yours, they can clearly see all the projects that you have worked on, and if they will also be able to understand if you have the skills that they are asking for or not. It is just unfortunate that now there is ATS, and sometimes you even get kicked out without even reaching the first level of recruitment. But if it was just like it used to be, then maybe people will have a lot of jobs today. So you add it to your LinkedIn, to your resume, to your personal website. So wherever you are showcasing yourself, if someone wants to know about you, then you can about your project, then you can just share that link, and the link should be customized. So you will see it very soon. And then these are some of the resources that I regularly use, because remember that in this age, you need to know where and how to find information, right? I didn't invent anything. All I did was to use online resources. So I can be creative here and there, but the resources are already available online. All you need is your time and your dedication, because you are the one who knows exactly what you want your profile to look like. You can visit other people's profile and then look at the things that they have added there, and then Google to find those things. So these are the links that I use regularly, and I will explain to you how you can use these links to customize your profile. But in case you don't have time and you feel like I need someone to do it for me, you can DM me. But in that case, you will need to pay me for that. Now we are going to do the live demo. Before we go to the live demo, I would like to answer a few questions that are already there before we continue. Are there any question? Abimbola, I don't know if you have something to add
So
before
do
we
we
go
have
to
any?
live demo.
Thank you for that wonderful brief about the session. So does anyone have any question? If you do, kindly raise your hand so that I pick you up. All right, I can see Victoria. Yeah, Victoria, you can unmute and speak. Hi, Victoria, are you there?
Yes, hi. Sorry, I was just asking for the slides after the end of the session. I saw someone else also asking. Sorry.
We will discuss about that after the session, not now. About the slides, we will see later on if I will be able, if I will share it or not. But for now, let's just forget about the slides. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, so we have two. I think I'll just be taking two more before we start the live demo. So I can see Blessing. Blessing, are you free? Can you talk now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, good evening, everyone. My question is that I learned data analysis last year, November to September to December. So I've been working on my profile on LinkedIn, but I've been forgetting some things on it, like on the things I've learned. I've been forgetting some things and all of that. So what I'm asking is that should I just retake the course or go back to the courses that I learned last year and just brush up with it? So like I don't really know how to how to build my portfolio, how to do some projects, and how to post it on my LinkedIn. That's my question.
All right. Okay, so Blessing, your question is a very long one, and I don't think. Well, I'll just answer a few and then give Edwidge the avenue to give an own quarter. So from what you said, I would suggest that you kindly either you reach out to me on LinkedIn or you reach out to Edwidge on LinkedIn, wherever suits you, right? So that we can put you through. Because for this session, this is totally focusing on creating a standout GitHub profile and then documenting your project the right way. But then your question is going down to learning process. But then the one single statement that I will give you, the one advice that I want you to take home today is that don't stop learning. If you're learning something and then you feel like it's not working for you, you need to take another turn. Think of something else that you can do to help you be that person that would stand out in whatever you're doing, right? So don't stop learning, keep up with learning. If it means for you to go back and take the course, please do that so that you don't end up just learning and forgetting and then not making use of the skills that you've got already, right? So let me give the room for Edwidge to reply to that.
Okay, I think you have already answered her, because I was about to say that this session is not about LinkedIn, it's about GitHub, and we are very sorry that we cannot answer her question specifically during this session, but she can reach out later on and we can see how to help her.
Thank you so much for that. All right, so I think we have one more person, Josephine. Yeah, you can unmute and speak now.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, my question is, I've been hearing about GitHub, and I'm glad this session is actually holding. But my question is that, how can I create a GitHub account? Because I don't have one.
Okay. We are going to do a demo now. I think we will stop with the questions now. Please keep your question, and we are going to, I'll be answering the questions as I go along. I want a volunteer to drop their email address in the chat. Then I'll use that to create an account with. Let me stop with the presentation. I can see so many people dropping their. I will only use one, not all of them. And I hope the person whom I will pick will be, I will take Victoria Solomon. Let me just take the first one. And please, you need to be responsive very fast, because if that is not the case, I'll have to use somebody else's account, because it's gonna be very, 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 very fast. So let me see. I'm going to use so first of all, I'll walk you through my own profile, and then I'll explain to you what exactly okay, first of all, someone share a link to your GitHub in the chat. Let me open it here, and then I'll put mine aside to have a comparison so that people can clearly understand the difference between the two. Okay. Copy. Let me put this one. Okay. I need someone with a simple profile. Let me use a second one. Because that of Ola is already customized. Oh, whose GitHub is this? The link that you shared with me is not directly to your profile, Mrs. Is it Mrs. or Mr. Caritas? Okay, let me use. Okay. Can you? Oh, you can see. You see 404. Please give me a correct link. I cannot be doing this.
Sorry, I just sent my Caritas now.
Okay. Can you? Okay, let me put the two profiles side by side so that you. No, this is not what I want. Let me use this one. So look at this on the side and look at this one on the right. So the person created the profile in 2025. I created mine in the 2023. Let's see here, 2024. So the year does not matter, right? So what matters most is the projects that you have on your profile and how you are showcasing them, because it's not about having a GitHub account, but positioning yourself as the best candidate to be hired for a given position, or to positioning yourself as someone who is well organized, detail oriented, and someone who knows how to document their project on a given platform. So now, if I ask you, you have this person with this well-detailed profile, and then this other one, and then both of them have applied for a job, which one will you choose?
The first one.
Up or down, or let's say one or two. So, okay, you said the left, and I'm sure that if I ask you why, you will say, okay, it's because it is well organized, right? So now this person here, he is showing two repositories. And if I go to one of the repositories, I will be able to see their projects. Okay, look at the README here. This is a problem. I click here on the README. This is the only thing I'm seeing. That is not good at all. So I imagine the person just created it in order to have a profile, but they still have a lot of work to do. And then if I go to the second repository, you can see same name, or let's say similar name, still the same thing. So this is something that you do. So it means at this point, the person cannot even put this link on their resume, right? Because there's nothing to show. So now let's go. So this was just to show you the difference. So now let's go to my own profile before we go ahead and create one profile from scratch. So in my profile, you can clearly see my picture. You can see my name. You can see like a headline, a short headline. You can see where I am located. Okay, you can see the number of followers and the number of people that I follow. And then you can see a link to my website. So if I click here, it should take me directly to my website where I showcase projects also that I've worked on. But here it is short. So I do not put details on my projects here, because your website, people do not have time to scroll on your website endlessly. So it should be short. So this is why GitHub is necessary. And then if I click here, it should take me directly to my LinkedIn. And even all of you, you should do the same. So now, the next thing, so we are done with this one. And if I want to edit it, I can just click here to edit the profile. You will see, we will do that. And now this README is what I was talking about, having a README repository. So this is where you document all the information that you want to appear on the first page of your profile. You can see here it's showing overview, right? And if I go on the repositories here, you will see that there's a repository called that same name as my username, because my username is the one that is displaying here and after the github.com/. You understand? So it should have the same name. So I'm going to explain it also. For now, I'm still explaining how you should present yours. This information here, you can write it as you want. So don't just, you can say, okay, I want to do it this way, or you want to be more creative, because if I open different accounts here, you will see different types of profiles. Then the mission is there, you can put it or not. About you, people want to have a little information about you. And then the skills, what are your skills? Okay, you are a software developer. What skills do you have? You will not just say I'm a software developer, because there are specific skills related to software development. You need to put them here. And then your projects. And remember, during the presentation, I told you that you need to have links that will direct people to specific projects. Like here, I've worked with several tools. So here I am now putting them in order to say, okay, SQL, Power BI, and so on. Someone who is doing maybe software development or DevOps, they will put their project in, I don't know, backend, front. Honestly, I don't know all the things that they do, but they will understand and they know exactly what I'm talking about. And then for the research project, remember I told you that I moved from academia to data analytics. So I've put this to show that I also have research skills, or let's say research background. So if people click here, they will be able to see the okay, I don't know, it's verifying the project, the articles, or let's say the publication that I have. So that will give them an idea on my research background. And then the goal, what are your goals? Everybody has goals. So now you need to have them clear or written somewhere. This information here, like the projects, so the project can be added on your resume, but you cannot write all your projects there. But things like, and even things like professional goal, there's not a place on your resume to put that. And then your services also, there's not a place on your resume to put that. But on LinkedIn, you can put things like this. And then how people can connect with you, also very important. Even though it is on top here, you also want to put, so okay, because sometimes someone comes to your profile, they just scroll down to see the things, and then they reach here, and then they can just click here to connect with you. So then this is like my profile. Now let's create a profile from scratch. So the person who, I don't know if there's any question, like a quick question, I can just answer it before we create a profile from scratch. If not, let's just go ahead. The email was...
All right. I think we have one. So Stanzi, you can speak.
Stanzi, we are listening to you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes, we can hear you.
If you go back to your profile, I saw on top there you have links of YouTube and all. Do those work?
Yes. So if I click here, so I'm doing right click and saying new tab so that it does not. So you see, it goes directly to my LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So it's taking time to load, but you can see my name here. And then if I click on YouTube, It goes directly to my YouTube channel.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
So everything is linked. So it's the icon are not just there to like a picture. No, the icon should it work. It works. So the one important thing that you need to note is that don't just put things on your README for the sake of putting them. No, they need to be on your profile for a specific purpose. It's like when you write your resume, you want to add a link. So you don't, because some people have so very long names, right? So it is nowadays it's very not, it's not recommended to put that long link on your resume. You just shorter it and you put it as a embed link, right? So you write a text that you want it to appear. But the good thing with GitHub is that the icons are already there and you just put the link there in such a way that whenever you compile the README, it actually appears this way and you can click on it and it goes directly to wherever you want it to go. I hope it answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Okay. So now let's say create. So some people who say they do not have a GitHub account. So this is exactly how you can do. Create a GitHub account. Creating an account, or you can come here, sign up on GitHub. Oh, the computer is behaving. So now, when you come here, okay, I think this thing is gonna be difficult. Let me use an incognito window because since I already have an account, it might be difficult. Maybe when I use incognito window, it will not recognize me. Okay, you see the difference. Right back there, it was already taking me directly to the account. So I'll just put a random password. So this is Victoria John Solomon gmail.com. And I will share the password with you later on, Victoria, so that everybody does not have your password, right? Let me use something simple. So I'll just need a number. Okay, 25. Oh, let me write it down before I forget. Now the username, I'll just put Victoria. And then I will say Victoria Solomon to differentiate. And then country. What's your country? Is it Nigeria?
It's Tanzania.
Okay, Tanzania. Okay. Oh, username is not available. Let's put Victoria John. Don't know if it's gonna be available. What number can I add there to differentiate? Because it does not, this username is already available. It's not available. So one thing you need to know is that this can happen. Okay, they are proposing 312. Let's put 312. Okay. Receive occasional. No, we do not want this. So continue. So they might send you how do you call this? An email. So you need to verify your email. Match this angle. Okay. I think it's already that. Submit. Okay. So now, please give the digit that you received through your email.
Okay, they are 38,
38.
39,
Mm-hmm.
39, then 18, then 85.
Okay, now your email address. Let me copy that again because email address, password. So anybody that creates their account for the first time, this is what they have. I hope you can see. So this is a plain account. There's nothing, right? So this is what, so this is like, okay, I've just created my account. Now I can tell people I have a GitHub account, but now there's nothing to showcase yet. So you can see here, create your first project, right? So we are going to use this one and create that first page as you are seeing here on mine, this first page. But I will not be customizing everything today because if not, we will spend the whole night and we will not finish. So because your profile is something that you do every day, right? You work on it every day. So it's not something that you just start today and then you're like, I'm done. So I'll put mine here and I will put this one on the other side. Okay, so you can see. So we are going to create this repository, create a repository. And for it to appear just as you are seeing it here, like as the front page of your profile, you need to use the repository name the same as your username. So here we are going to type exactly this. Victoria John 312, like that, right? And it say available. So if you type a name, done, I will take your question after, please. So if you type a repository, if you create a repository that already exists, in fact, it is not possible to create a repository that already exists on your GitHub profile. So it should be different. So the name is available. Description, you can write a description or you don't. You can, let's just leave it for now. And you want to make it public. So it means anyone that comes to your profile should see it. Because if you click on private, people will not see it. So you want it to be public so that whenever someone clicks on the link, they can directly see the information that you want to showcase. So now we will go ahead. So we don't want to add another README because this one, okay, let's add the README that we are going to. Okay, repository name, add the README. Let's see what's going to happen. Create a repository. So now, look, this is your first repository. I did not type this, but it's already there. Now let's go to Victoria. Can you see it that it is already appearing here? So they are just saying hi there. Okay, you just created your profile and GitHub is saying hi to you. Let's just take it like that. So you can see that Victoria is already starting her project or like her README just as mine. You can see the only difference that I added my name and so on, right? So now I will use this pen and add information. So I'll just click here. And then you see this information is already there. One thing that you need to note is that when you will be, let's say when you will learn how to write in README file, because the language that is used in the README file is a markdown language. So if you don't know, you can Google about it after. And whenever you see something starting with this, the less exclamation and 2 dash, it means everything that follows sorry, after is a comment. So if I remove this and I remove this also, because this other line here is to close the comment, and I go to commit. So another thing that I want to let you know is that everything that you change something on GitHub, it is not updated yet until you do the commit. So I will not take time to explain everything today because it might take the session like 3 hours and we don't have that time. So please, one thing that I want you to do is after the session, Google a lot to understand some of the concepts that I will be using, like what is a commit, how do we commit, and so on. So you say commit, and then you need to write a commit message. But this one is, it comes there automatically to say update, because initially we created a README. Now we added, or let's say we removed the comment that was here. So now it automatically writes update. But you can change it to write like a meaningful description to say, I added some text in the README, something like that, depending on you. And then you can commit to the main branch or a new branch. This one is another level. And I don't want to take you there today because today is just all about how to create a profile, how to update, to add projects on the profile. So now, when we go back here, you can see that information there, right? So it still does not look as mine does, because you haven't customized it yet, because all of this was initially given to you by GitHub, but you want to customize it. So you click on the pen again, and then if you want to write a text, so let's go back and comment this. So then we close the comment. So now let's write something else. We want to write the mission. And okay, let me Google. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Markdown language. Markdown language. Then you will see. So Markdown guide. So GitHub is written using this, but let me not even use that one. Let me use GitHub, or let me go to the links that are here to show you how to use those links. Creating your GitHub account, setting up and managing. Okay, this one. I'm going to use this one. Copy link. Okay. Yes, I don't want to waste time. So this page here gives you 90% of what you need to customize your README, to add projects on your GitHub, and how you can write the text. So look here, the only Markdown cheat sheet you need. I did not create this. As I told you before, I'm not creating anything. I just know how to Google and where to find information. So I did not create it. I found it online. So what is Markdown? You can read all this if you have time. Now, table of content, paragraph, headings, emphasis, everything is in this Markdown. So now the paragraph, you just write, like you go on your README here, you just write like this is hi there, let's write it here. So you see this is a title, we will talk about it there. So I can say here, my name is Victoria. I'll just write something simple. So this is a paragraph. Then you can go down. I am a data analyst. Victoria, sorry, I don't know if you're a data analyst or not, but let me just use this like that. Okay. So this is paragraph, right? Now let's go here. Headings. Remember, when you write your text in Word, you have first heading, second heading, third heading, for even the fourth one and the fifth one. And then you have bullets, you have all sorts of things. So now these are the headings. Let's use it. So I will use some of this information, some of the information here And then when I'm done writing, then I'll compile it and you will see how it will appear. So first heading, they said we only put one hash and you need to put a space. Let's say mission, like that, right? My mission is to help others. Let's just stop there. Then the second heading, maybe vision. I'm just writing things just to show you how it works. My vision is to be an entrepreneur. I don't know. I'm just writing funny things. Don't take me up for that. Entrepreneur. How do we even write entrepreneur? Sorry. I'm just writing things. Don't say I'm okay. Just to show you things, how things works here. Okay. Now, so that is the subheading. So we will not continue with other ones. Let's just continue with other stuff. So we can use all these things to test. And this is exactly how it's going to appear. Now, how do we add this line here? You just add dash. You can use dashes like this, or you can use star like that, or I think those, let's stop with those ones. And then emphasis. Now, you want to write a code. So you want to write a code, and or you want a text to appear as a code. How do you do it? You write everything between this backslash like this. Then I will say print is it hello world? Don't take me hello world. Hello world. And then you close it like that. You will see it. So this is for a code. Let's just say for a code. You want it to appear as a code. And then how do you put bullets? You just put this asterisk and you say 1. I will just say 1. Then when you press enter, it automatically adds the second one, 2. And then you can add the third one, 3. So that's how you add bullets. And you can also use dashes to add bullets. 1, 2, and so on. So now let's get to something else. So you will see that everything is in this. And then there is also, you see this, want to emphasize importance of the text. Look, everything is there, and this is how it will appear. The images, how do you add images? So I will not go ahead and implement all these things. I will just share the link with you so that you can go ahead and experiment it yourself. So this is what I was telling you about the code. Sorry. And then the list, this is what I was telling you, the ordered list. On unordered list, you can see ordered list. So you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, just up to, I don't know, 10. So this is the same thing when you are writing your Word document on or whatever. So you can do it like that way. The unordered list, you can see, you can use dash, plus, asterisk, or minus. So you will use, and then mixed list. One thing you need to know is that if you write it, and so there's a way to write it in such a way that it is indented like this. And I'm going to show you. So you see how I wrote here 1, 2, 3, and then I said 1, 2, 3. So now if I want to indent this second list, this one, this is what I should do. So instead of starting at the beginning here, I will count 1 and 2. So I will put the next star, or let's say asterisk, on the first letter of the last word here. So, and I put that star there and I write 1. And then when you continue, it directly indents inside like that. And then I write 2 there. I can use something else like plus. It will still be the same, like that. So just bear with me now. We will let's see. Oh, sorry. We will compile it and then you will see how it appears. Please mute yourself. And then the table. So there is a way to write the table. So if you really want your profile to stand out, you need to use this markdown sheet. Let me put the link in the chat. Everything is there. So it's not, I'm not creating anything here. I'm just explaining you how. It's just that I'm ahead, like I've used the links, the things before. And this is how you can create the horizontal line. You use asterisks, or you use dashes, or you use underscore. And then if you want to create things in HTML, then this is how you do it. And then, okay, this is the end. Let's compile what we have done here. Commit. Can you see? So this is how Victoria's profile is already looking with this information. So you can use, just as I did there, okay, I want to add this. How do I do it? You read, you check on the list here, then you will find it. So that's one of the links. Another one, emoji, the emoji cheat sheet. So now I'm going to the emoji cheat sheet. So on this sheet, there are all the emojis that you can imagine. Everything is here. So one quick way of looking for anything on this page here, you just do, maybe you already know the name of what you are looking for. You can type it here, I think. Okay, it's not working. You can do Control F. When this thing appears, then you say book. You press enter. Don't know why this thing is not working. Book. Okay, it's not working yet. My computer is taking time to respond to the, okay, book. You see, you are looking for book. When you press enter, it takes you directly where books are, because if you want to scroll, remember, if you do not know exactly where it is, so you can just type the name here, it will take you directly there. And one thing that you need to do, you copy this like that, copy, and you come here. Then let's say I want to write it at project. So I want to write a heading project. And then I want to add that. I want to add that book icon. If I go to mine, you will see here projects. Then I want to add something like this next to it. Commit. It's already there. So you can change it. So mine is different because I use something different, right? So you can add whatever you want. And then the other one, let's say I want goal. I don't know if not that kind of goal. Anyway, this cheat sheet has all the emojis that you can imagine. So that is what I use to add these emojis on my profile, right? All those emojis and these ones also. Because if I click here, you'll be able to see my README as an edited mode. So this part here is a code. I will show you how to do this. It's not like, I'm not good at coding. I'll show you how this one is done. There's a page where you create that and you just copy the text and paste here. And then if I scroll down, you will see this one. You see, those things that I've added, like that, and this. That's what I was telling you about. I'll just click cancel because you see the commit is not green here because I didn't modify anything. But as soon as I put a space here, it will appear, right? And I need to commit it to go back. So that's how it appears. So now the next thing, now you want to link a page. You want to link a page. Let's say you want to link, you want to write your information to your LinkedIn, right? And you want it to appear as a link. So Victoria, please paste the link to your LinkedIn in the chat. Let me use it to explain here how you can use link.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
In the meantime, I want to explain something. So any questions so far so that I can address that as we continue? We still have time. Any question? So the emoji cheat sheet, let me write the link in the chat. Victoria, you are taking too long.
I'm doing this, unfortunately.
I don't want to add any of my links on your GitHub, or I can even use mine. Then I will delete it before. Let me use mine.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sure.
So let me just use mine. Control C, and then I'll come to the README. So one thing that you need to know when you want to add something in such a way that it appears as a clickable link. So you want your LinkedIn to show as a clickable link. So you write LinkedIn and you put it between square bracket like this. And the link, you put it into parentheses. You see? Then when I commit like this, you see it is now clickable. I can click and I go directly to my LinkedIn. So now it is showing that I need to log in. Remember, I'm on incognito mode. But if I was using, let's say, a page where my LinkedIn is already logged in, then it will go directly on my LinkedIn profile. But I can still continue with Google and then use my email. But I don't want to use all those things, right? I hope you understand. So that's how you can do it. And then, so that's the way of creating links. So now let's say I've worked on projects and I want them to appear on my README. So this is exactly how you do it. But one thing that you need to know is that those projects, in order to appear on your README as mine are appearing here, you need to have uploaded those projects on GitHub already. So it means you have different repositories. So now let me show you how to create another repository, which is not a README, where you can add your project. So you will go here. So this is your account. First of all, you have this first repository, the one we were using to create this README, right? Now we are going to create a new repository. And then we'll just select write demo. So you see it available because I do not have a repository with the same name on my profile. And then this is just for a demo. And then I want to add a README. And I click create. So I want to leave it as public. If I want it to be private, then I can click here. So I want it to be public so that people can see it. Create. So now it will show that I have two repositories. So this is the demo repository that I've created, and I've included the README. So even here, you can go ahead and modify this README as you want. And one thing that I want to let you know is that when you create a repository like this, it is like a folder, right? Where you can add all the information or any files that you want. So let's say I want to add a picture in this folder, or let's say in this repository. I click on this plus, you see create new file, upload file. So let's first upload a file. You can drag and drop. So I'll just drag and drop, or you can click on choose file and then it will take you to your computer. So let me just use something like this. And then I need to write a commit, file upload. And I commit. Okay, now you can see that in this repository, I have this picture I just uploaded, and I have the README. I can create now another file, create a file. Now, if I want the file to be directly in the repository, I'll write here, let's say I'll write test.md. Then I write here, this is the first file. And I click commit. Create test.md. I can change it or I can leave it. So you can see that now I have a test file, I have a README, and I have the PNG that I just uploaded. And then I can click here and I will be able to see the text that I wrote inside that file. But now let's say I don't want the file, or let's say the things that I create or the file that I upload, I don't want them to stay directly on the repository. I want them to be inside another folder. Then I will click here, create a new file. But here, instead of writing directly the name of the file, I say folder, and I put a slash. So this is as if, even on your computer, sometimes when you upload something from online, and then, in fact, you download something from a website, and then you don't want it to be maybe on your desktop. So it means you are bringing it in another folder, maybe on your desktop, right? So this is exactly what is happening here. So I have the main repository, which is the main folder. Then I have another folder inside that repository, which is a second folder. Now I want the file to be in this new folder. So then I will say test2. Let me just use lowercase. So you can use lowercase or uppercase. It does not matter. Let's say test2.md. And then I'll write here, this is the second file. Commit. You see the commit text is automatically changed, but I can still write here new. I can write something else, whatever you want. So you can see that now there is a folder. Can you see this? And the only file in that folder is the test2.md that I've created. And here I can also do the same thing, create new file, upload file, and so on. So I hope you understand. So now let's say I want this folder to appear on the first page on my README. So what I need to do is I click on this folder and I copy this link here, right? Now I go to my README, I modify it, and then let's now write it. Remember, I told you to write it as it and so that it appears as a link. You need to put the text that you want to appear between square brackets. So I'll write here, this takes you to a folder. And then I put the link into parentheses like that. And then I commit. So now you can see that link here. If I click here, it takes me directly to that folder. So that's how I was able to add all these things here. So now look, SQL project, if I click here, it shows only the project I completed in SQL, and you can read this little text here. This repository contains all SQL projects completed. All tasks included were done in. So you can now precise, because you know there are so many databases, Postgres, Microsoft SQL Server, and MySQL, whatever you have used. If you are working on any, so you can just put whatever you want. And I will also show you how you can write this note so that it appears like this. So you see, so someone who comes to this repository knows he or she will only find project related to SQL and nothing else. So it is not good when people come on your GitHub and things are just all over the place. You need to organize them. The same thing, if I go to Power BI, you will see only projects completed in Power BI, and so on. So now, how do I write it in such a way that it appears as a note, just as you saw it earlier? So you come on, let's go to that README I created in this demo folder. So I will edit this. So if I want it to appear as a note, first of all, I need to put this, I don't know how you call it, greater sign. And then I write that note like this. When you will see the, how do you call this? The markdown, then you'll be able to see the syntax. This is it, like that. Omit. You can see. And there's also other things that you can use, like I think there's important or tips, things like that. You just change the text. So I can copy that and change the text to something else. I'll put important. I don't know if important is there. Let me just test. Okay, important is there, and there's also tips. So you can see they has different colors. Everything has already been done for you. The only thing that you need is your time to sit, to learn, and to implement. So any question?
Yes, I have a question. I just want to know, can you include an image on README? So
Yes.
let's say if I wanted an SQL image,
you can
section.
include an image. And there are different ways of doing that. If I go to this markdown, that's why I was telling you we cannot go ahead and do everything today. My computer is taking time to load. Okay. Can you see? To add an image, this is the code.
Okay.
So everything is in this markdown. You need to sit and learn how to do it. So one thing that you need to know is that before this code runs, you need to upload that image on your GitHub. So it should be on your GitHub, or maybe you want to add an image from a website, or let's say a page, then you need to copy the link to that page. So that's the way it works. So it will not appear here if you do not add the link to that image. You understand? So even if you copy this, you need to add to modify the text to add the link. You look at this link, for instance. So it is showing you it is in github.com, and then in this repository, for instance. You understand? Yeah. So that's how you do it.
Okay, thanks.
Any other question? And for the table, this is how you do it. And you can, so one thing that you need to note is that you need to be testing things, because trust me, it will not work on the first sitting. And you need to be patient on it. Like, you work on it today, you get angry, you get frustrated. Tomorrow you come again and you continue. It may take you weeks to have your profile as others, but just work progressively. Don't be like, no, I want my profile to be done by tomorrow, and then after tomorrow it's not done and you discourage yourself. No, it is an ongoing process. So now let me tell you how. So we are done with, I can say we are done with this one. Now about this, there's a page where you create this. Where is that page? I have so many things open on my computer. I added that somewhere. My computer is taking long to respond. Sorry about that. Okay. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Not that one. Sorry. Not this one. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. There's also a GitHub profile README generator. So if you are very lazy, you can come here to have like a let's say a start on how you want to create it. For instance, my name is Edvish. I'm a passionate front-end developer from India. Okay, I can just leave it like that. I'm currently working on development. I'll just put something funny, development. Then you can put the project link there. Let me just copy something funny and put there. Copy. And then paste. You will see how it will appear. I'm looking to collaborate on testing. Okay, you can add all these things. You can reach me. Let me copy another link. You can reach me. Okay, let's leave it for now. And then you come here. Maybe you know Java, you know Python, you know, okay, let's leave that. Front-end development, you use React, I will just click anything. And then database, you use these ones. And then AWS, and so on. Let's say you have added everything, then you put your username here. Let me put Victoria John P12. So that's her username. And then you can add all the things, LinkedIn, whatever you want. And then you can also add all these things depending on you. And you see on some pages where there is buy me a coffee, buy or whatever, then you need to put the username of that specific platform. Me, I don't use that though, so I don't know. Now, generate. So this is for lazy people. And then you want to say copy markdown, or you can come to, I think there's a way to preview. Okay, preview. Can you see how it appears? Hi, I'm Edvish, I'm passionate about. So this one is appearing because I've clicked all those things. Remember, I'm currently working on development. I'm looking to collaborate on testing. So you can also customize this page there to appear just as you want. But me, I don't want the lazy way of doing it, because using those links that I showed you to edit my own page, then I know exactly what to change, when to change it, and even if I want to to change something, I can just go ahead and do it myself, or I can even comment the code there and add whatever I want. But this one I don't want to use, showing you to say that there are also easier ways of doing it. So it's up to you. So this is one example. And then there's another one. This is what I used to create my own page as it is appearing the way you saw it. So you see this, I created this myself. So now let's say I want to do another one. So I will just copy this link, copy, and I'll go to that page we were working on, that incognito page, this one. So now I will paste it here. So this is plain. So you can see there's nothing. The other part already has my information, the information that I used. So now we are going to use this one as a demonstration. So the templates, so there are several templates. You can use the first one, which is simple. The second one, which will display this button. And then the third one, which is just like this. So this is what I use. But I didn't add this snake walking. I hate snakes, so I didn't add it. But if snakes is not your problem, then you can have it on your working on your profile like that. Me, I don't want it. And you can see here that these buttons are different from mine here. Let me open my page. You see, mine are different. So I'll show you also how to customize it. So first of all, you have chosen this second template, right? You click here. Now it is giving you a possibility to change. You write your username, Victoria, John 312. So this is also another way of creating a README. I'm just showing you all the different types of it. Now, so you have put your username, and then you want to change these tools. You see, as I've clicked on it, it has opened this page where I can add icons. So I can, if I click here, it will directly appear. You can see it, right? It is directly appearing, but right now they are just static. You go to edit. You now want to add a link, or let's say, yeah, a link to that. Then you click here, and then you can change. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one are just icon. So you cannot edit this part. So these ones are just icons. So let's say you have added all the tools that you work with. So unfortunately, it does not gives you all the icons that you can use, because I was looking for Power BI, I was looking for Tableau, and I was looking for Excel, and I couldn't find them. So that's why on my profile here, you are not seeing, okay, I didn't add those. That's why I didn't add those icons, because I was looking for Power BI, Tableau, Excel. They were not there. The only thing that I could use was SQL, let's say Postgres, my SQL, and SQL Server. So I was like, if I'm not able to add also the visualization tools as icon, then I should just remove everything. But you can say, I don't mind if I only show, if I only use SQL icons, then you go ahead and add those ones. So I didn't add, I wanted to add them, but I didn't, because I didn't see all the icons that I could use. So now let's go back. So now we click here, we want to edit this YouTube. So YouTube is already there, right? So you have, imagine, for instance, you have already added all your icons. So you come here to edit. You click on the pen, then it will show the link. So I'll just copy any link and put there. And then you put the link there. And then the text, you see left side, there's nothing. Right side, it is showing YouTube. So I'll copy this and I'll put here. Now you can see YouTube on both sides, right? Now the color, so you can say, okay, YouTube, and you put here channel. And then you put the link. So you can see or you can shift the position, then it will appear differently. Now the color, I want I want where there's YouTube to be red. So I'll put the red here. And I want to change this other color. So I go to color.co. I told you that everything is online. So if you still don't know how to find things online, then you need to, you need to wake up. Okay, accept. You guys want me to accept. So now you come here and you copy a color that you want. Let's say I want something like this. I copy it. I come here. No, this one. And I paste that color here. Can you see it has directly changed? So now, and I can also change the text, the size. So now it's showing 35. I can put 20. Then it will be smaller, or 25. So because you don't want it to be too big, right? So now I'm done with YouTube. Let's just leave this one and move to something else. So I was just showing you how it works. So you can do the same thing with LinkedIn or whatever. And then you can also change the way it is appearing, because now it is rectangle, and I like rounded corner. So I'll just do it. Items, style. And then you want it to be flat. Can you see the difference now? This one is showing too because I modified the left and right. These other ones I didn't. So let me do again for Instagram, then you will see. Edit. Let me just copy another link. I'm just copying random links, but remember that you need to put a link to your own profile. Text, I want the left side to be Instagram, and I want the right side to be follow. Let's just say follow. And then I want to swap the colors. I will put the other one that I copied. I forgot that I've already copied something else. And then this one, I can go back to my palette and I copy it. And you also want to do things so that it is consistent. You don't want to use, I don't know, so many different colors. So I'm putting the other side the same color, but just only changing the left side. You understand? So now it is done. So now I can click on, so what else can I add? Let's just leave it for now. So I can change here. Hi, my name is Victoria. I'll just say my name is Victoria. Okay. And then we can also change here. You say heading 1, 2, and so on. You select the one you want. Or if you want it to be a paragraph, then it will be too small. So generate with me. You see the text that it has generated. You copy this. So this is the icon to copy. You copy. You go to your README. So I'll paste it down. Oh, not this one. I want this one. Edit. I'll paste it after the initial text, then you will see. So let's paste it here. Or let me put it on top. And then I say commit. There's one thing that I didn't remove. This thing, I didn't remove it. So you will see how it appears ugly there. Commit. Can you see how it appears? But I don't like this one, so I removed it on my own profile. So this is how it is appearing now. This other part was already there, right? So this is the only thing that I added. You understand? So this is how you can customize your GitHub profile. Everything is online. So let me paste this link also for you. Franklin, I can see you. I am a lazy boy. You. question, I think I've covered everything that I've prepared for you, like the demo and the things that you need. So I've already given you this. I've given you this one. So yeah, Stanzi, go ahead.
Yeah, so the question now is for me credibility. Like, hiring manager, how do they know it's my work? That I didn't just come to your your profile and copied your work. How do you prove credibility that this is definitely your work? Like, if you were to think about it.
Okay, this is a very good question. First of all, the profile is with your name, okay, even though that one is not directly telling them it is you, right? So that is why when you are in a tech field, there's one thing called a physical interview, or even if it is remote interview, then you will have a small project to work on. So for instance, they can come on your profile here, they say, okay, I saw a project here in the, where is that, Victoria? In the demo folder here, the demo folder that we created. So maybe they saw a project here. Maybe I don't know, you talked about documenting a project on GitHub. Then during the interview, they give you a same project but different scenario. You understand? So this is how they can test you. And also, when somebody comes on your profile, and even if the person does not know you, they will write things on your profile, can also tell if it is your work or not your work. And they would definitely be able to, they will be able to spot that during the interview. So that's how they test you. And in most of the jobs today, they give you a 3 months probation. So that time is the time when you now have to prove that you merit that job. Yeah, so I hope it answers your question.
Yeah, thanks.
Franklin.
Thank you. Est-ce que je peux poser en français, s'il vous plaît?
Oui, vas-y.
Ok, souvent nous on travaille dans les enterprise organizations. Du coup, tout ce qu'on fait reste dans l'organisation de l'entreprise. Je crois que j'avais vu une fois comment partager les contributions sur son profil personnel. Je ne sais pas, mais je n'ai jamais eu cherché comment faire ça. Sur les headmaps.
Yeah, let's see. Il y a un endroit où on
fait ça. En bas, la contribution.
Yeah. Oui. Donc, du coup, ça va apparaître ici. Ce n'est pas ici que tu viens mettre ça, tu vois. Et comme je t'ai dit tantôt, il y a la session private. Ça veut dire que quand tu crées... Okay, sorry. My friend asked a question in French. So he is asking that when you work in a company, you work on project for that specific company. And you know, sometimes it's not advised to share those projects on your profile because those projects do not belong to you. They belong to the company. But you can, and if the company has like a page where they showcase their project, then you can be added there as a contributor, right? Or you can come on your profile to write a little readme about the project, but not giving details. Like if in case you need more details, contact me privately. You understand? So that is the question that he was asking. And before sharing information about project you work for a company or for a client, you need to ask for permission from that person because it might be a private project. So you need to be very because there's something called privacy and you don't want to violate that privacy. So you always need to contact the person before sharing their thing. You understand? So you can come to your repository and you say, I've worked on this project, but it was an enterprise-based project. So I cannot share further information on this public repository. But if you need more details, then you can contact me privately. You understand? Or you can, because if you add a README here like that, and somebody is interested, they will contact you, right? And then that will be up to you if you want to share that information with them or not. Or you can keep it on your GitHub as a private repository. Nobody will be able to go into that repository unless you have given them login privileges. You understand? So that's how it works. So 2 ways: you keep it as a private repository, or you just create that repository and write a README there to say this was a private project, but if you are interested in more information, please contact me and I'll be happy to provide the explanation. So frankly, I hope it answers your question. And then there's one profile I want to share with you. This one. Look at this guy, for instance. He has 95 repositories. So it should not intimidate anyone, because you too, you can work on projects and be as him. And you can see he started since 2014. So you cannot create your account today and you already want to have 95 repositories. It is a progress. So now, if you look here, contribution and whatever he has done, but you can see that he has so many things here. Okay, I want to show this. There's something specific that I'm looking for. So you can go through his profile to check, to have idea about what he does and so on. I've shared the link in the chat. And here you can also have a possibility to work to document project, but I don't have that yet. But one thing that is important with GitHub is that you can work on a team, and each of you publish in a specific repository. For instance, in some tech company, they have their GitHub. So it means so many different people are working on a project, and the project is divided among several employees. So it means whenever you are done with your project, you push it on the repository, and another person can now continue with the project wherever you stop, based on the tasks that were assigned to each of you. So that's how you can do it. And from there, like for instance, let me go to my profile. There's one project I work with someone, this one for instance. So he created a repository and he invited me. So you create a repository and you invite someone, right? So that you guys can collaborate on the project. So that's why if I go here, okay, let me see. Don't remember where. No, I'm not creating anything. Okay, let's leave it for now. So one thing that I wanted to say is that you can contribute with different people. Here I contributed with one person, but it might happen that you are working with different person and you contribute differently on a given project. So you should be able to highlight what specific task you completed for that specific project. So now, another thing that I wanted to talk about was this part here, because we are done with the README now. Let's go ahead. And this part here is automatically populated, so it's not you. It populates automatically, even this part here. The only thing that you change is this README and adding the projects. So now, how do we create this part? So let's go to Victoria's profile. Then you will see. This is this. Where's that profile? No, that's not the one. It should be here. Okay. So this is Victoria's profile. So you see here, there's nothing under here, and it says joined 1 hour ago. You click on edit profile, you put your name, Victoria. Victoria, you will modify it later. Victoria John. And then you add a short bio. Data analyst. I'll just write something simple. Pronoun, if you want, she and or her. Company, I don't know. LinkedIn. Location, she said Tanzania. And then you can display current time, then your time, then you need to select here. Let's just use something. Anyway, let's just use any time. Then you put your email, Victoria Johnson, and then the website, I don't know, google.com. I'm just writing something so that we see how it appears. HTTPS / www. Okay. And then social LinkedIn, let's just use anything. Control C. You will change it later on, Victoria. You put here. Let's save. Can you see how it appears now? So now she has the company where she works at, and then she has where she's located, the time, her email, then her website, and then how you can join her LinkedIn. So she will change it later on. And then you click, if you want to change the picture, then you click here too. So you saw how I click there on the picture. You click there and it opens a new page. And then you can modify it here. Even that information that appears under your name, you can also modify it on this page here. It is the same thing. And then there are so many things that you can add also. So you need to explore it on your own. And when you're done, you click update profile. And that's it. And I think I'm done with whatever I've prepared. Can you change the username? Yeah. That has been a long time that I didn't do it. So let's see. I think it is possible to change your username. Edit profile. No, it's not there. Let's see, cancel. It's been a long time that I didn't do this, but it should be somewhere. Okay, it should be under account. Change username. Done who? You can see here. So you go to. So you first click on that picture as I showed you. It opens the profile settings, or you can come here under your picture on the right corner there. You go to your profile, and then you click here, and then you can edit the picture, or you go to your account and you click on change username. But it says I understand. So you need to read this. I understand. Let's change. So and then you go ahead and do it. And then appearance. There are so many things that you can change. Do you want a daytime or a nighttime? So I am using a nighttime, so you can change it. It automatically picked my system's setting, so that's why it picked this automatically. But you can change it to the white one, and then access. So you can explore all these things the way you want. So yeah. Is this considered an acceptable portfolio for data analytics and data science roles at all levels, or is this format primary for entry-level roles? And if so, can you explain the key difference? So this is for all levels. You see this profile that I was sharing with you. This guy has started. He created his profile in 2014. Can you see? He created his profile in 2014, right? Since 2014, he has been working, and at any time of his life, if he wants to change a job, people will be coming here to visit his GitHub profile. So either you are a beginner or you are an entry-level person, you are advanced, you are an expert, you need a profile, a GitHub profile where you showcase your top projects, if I can say it like that. Or you need somewhere where people can actually see the work that you have done so far. And when you have it, it builds credibility. And when you speak with people about the project, you also feel confident. Then you just say, I can share my GitHub link with you. And that's how the conversation ends. And they can just go there and see it for themselves. You don't need to talk too much. So any other question? Okay. So if you don't have an account yet, you can see let's say in few minutes, we created an account from scratch and you could see how the changes were done. As for people who wanted the slides, I will not be sharing the slides with you. I'm so sorry, but I'm sharing the links that I usually use with you. And there's also this YouTube video that I use to create. So let me just copy this link and share with you so that you can use the link. But trust me, if you really want your profile to stand out, you need to put in the work. It will not happen over just like that. You need to put in the work. Because even I myself, I was at your same level, but I had to sit, Google. There are days that you go to bed angry, and there are days that you go to bed happy because you have achieved something. So you just need to be patient with yourself. And another thing that you need to know is that when you are in a tech field, you learn every day. So there's not a time that you reach and then you say, you know what, I've learned everything. There's no such thing like that. You learn every day. So you will even see people that are advanced in their career, but they still explore things. They still learn from others. And one thing that has helped me is that whenever I share my knowledge with other people, that's how I learn more. Because when you will be asking questions, then the fact that I'm able to explain to you and you also understand, it means I've actually mastered the concept. So I don't know if there's any other question. If not, we will go ahead and close the session. So just copy the links that I'm sharing in the chat so that you can use on. And my apologies if I put the same link twice, because I'm just copying and copying and copying. But because everything is online, if you Google it and you do not find it, go to YouTube and you will find it there. So I will stop talking now.
Wow, that was seriously amazing. Thank you so much, Edwidge. The session was so great. Thank you for clearly explaining everything in details, right? It was a very amazing session. All right, guys, let me see you appreciate Edwidge. Use an emoji just so we can appreciate her for coming down to explain this thing for us in a very simple term. Now, one thing I loved about this session was that you actually walked us through the processes, even while you still shared the links with us, right? So I really appreciate that. Thank you for wanting to give back to the community, right? All right. Yeah. So Thank you.
Victoria,
Okay, you want to
sorry,
say something?
Abimbola. I just wanted to say that Victoria should contact me after so that I can tell her the password to her GitHub.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so Victoria, I'm sure you had that right. So you can contact her so that you get the password to your profile. So that was really amazing. Thanks to everyone that joined this session. Yeah, I can see you are indeed a teacher. Yes. I think she told us before she started that she was back then into research. So we can see that the skill set is still showing in what she did, right? So that was really thank you so much for that wonderful session. Right. And I can see so many questions in the chat. People are asking about the session being recorded. Yes, the show was recorded and it will be communicated to you where you can access the recording, right? For now, if you're on the community, you would get a message telling you how to go about seeing the recordings. If not, then you I can as well share that with you. If you registered for the event, I can share it with you when we are sending the emails, right? So thank you everyone for joining in. Edu, do you have anything to say before we end the session?
I just want to thank everybody that has joined, even the people who left earlier. It has been a very grateful session, and I'm glad that I was able to help you anyhow. And another thing is that my DM is open, and if you need guidance or something, you can reach out to me. And I also wanted to highlight that I'm a lecturer actually, and I teach mathematics and physics. So
Wow.
so the teaching skills didn't just come anyhow. Yeah. So
That's
thank you.
amazing. Thank you. So now we can see that a one teacher giving us a value pack session, right? From experience. Yeah, you did this from experience, and that's really amazing, right? And like she mentioned, if you have any worries or any questions, you can reach out to her on LinkedIn. Her name is Edwidge Songong. So you can just go to the search bar on LinkedIn and then you find her there and reach out to her, right? So thank you everyone for joining today's session. I want to believe that we got one or two from this session. And if during the period of this session you weren't able to do what she was doing, please kindly go back to the recordings and then replicate. Having a GitHub profile is really important if you are a techie. Like she said earlier, it's not only sidelined to only data professionals. As long as you're a tech professional, you need to have a GitHub profile that would showcase the project that you've worked on, and then you need a proper documentation, right? So if you have project that you've worked on already, this is a very good chance for you to document those projects on GitHub. If not, then you need to start working on projects, and not just any projects. Strong portfolio projects that would showcase your skills, right? When those opportunities start coming in for you. So this is a wake-up call to everyone here. Kindly help yourself while the community is trying to help you. Please help yourself and then work on strong projects that you can showcase to the world, and then document these projects properly so that you don't miss out on chances that might come for you in the future, right? So that was really amazing. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to thank you. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your name well. I love the name. And I want to keep mentioning the name, right? Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. Do have a wonderful night, Trey. So that will be the end of the session today. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I can't believe so many people joined.
Stop recording.